Have you ever had the moment where you knew you could no longer keep going the way you were going? Not because everything fell apart in 1 second, but because deep down you knew something was off. You knew the way you were coping was not healing you. You knew the way you were living was not helping you. And you finally reached the point where you thought, I need to turn this around. I need to go back. I need to start moving the right way. And then, instead of feeling easier, it got harder. That can really shake a person because you're expecting turning back brings relief. You expect peace to show up immediately. You expect clarity to come all at once. But a lot of times, the moment you start turning back, of everything inside you and around you starts reacting. And that is very confusing because now you are thinking, why is this harder now that I'm trying? Why did it feel easier when I was numb? Why does turning back feel heavier than staying lost? If you have ever felt that, you are not alone. That is actually closer to my story. My story is not that I had been doing everything right all along. My story is that I went the wrong way for a while. I was hurting, I was grieving, and instead of facing that pain honestly, I tried to numb it. For me, that looked like drinking. And at first, it felt like relief. It took the edge off. It quieted things down for a little while. It made it seem like I could get through the day without falling apart. But numbing does not heal anything. It only delays what needs to be faced. And when you are deep in it, it does not always look dangerous at first. It can feel manageable. It can feel normal. It can even feel like it is helping you. You tell yourself you are coping. You tell yourself you are surviving. You tell yourself this is just how you get through it. But little by little, what felt like relief starts becoming a trap because numbing does not just dull pain, it dulls clarity, it dulls conviction, and it dulls your ability to see what is happening inside you. And before you know it, you are not the one managing it anymore. It is managing you. That is what happened to me. What started as an escape slowly pulled me in deeper depression. And when you are deep in it, deep in the numbness, you do not always recognize it right away because numbness does not always feel dramatic. A lot of times it feels flat. You are functioning, you are moving, and you are showing up, but you are not really present. You are disconnected from yourself, disconnected from what you feel, and disconnected from God, and sometimes disconnected from the people who really care about you. And that is the part people do not want to say. Numbing may feel like it protects you, but it also keeps you from fully showing up in your own life. And it can look different for different people. For one person, it is alcohol or drugs. For another, it is food, work, scrolling, shopping, constant distraction, always needing noise, and always needing movement, always needing something to keep from sitting still long enough to feel what is there. The method changes, but the root is often the same. You are trying to escape what hurts. You are trying to avoid what feels too heavy to carry. And after a while, you can start mistaking numbness for peace. But they are not the same thing. Peace is honest. Numbness is avoidance. Peace settles you. Numbness disconnects you. And eventually, I got to the point where I knew I could not keep living that way. I could feel God tugging at my heart, not loudly, just gently, pulling me back toward Him. But at the same time, there was another voice, the enemy whispering, "You are fine. You do not even feel the pain anymore. Why change anything?" It felt like a tug of war inside my mind. But by God's grace, His voice became louder, and I started turning back. That is the part I want to stay on, because that turn, that movement back toward what was right, was harder than I expected. It did not feel instantly peaceful. It did not feel instantly free. It got harder, and that can mess with your mind, because you think turning back should make everything feel better immediately. But often, turning back means you finally have to face what numbness was covering. The pain is still there, and the grief is still there. The habits do not leave all at once. The thoughts do not go quiet all at once. The shame may rise up. The temptation may rise up. The discomfort may rise up. Not because turning back was the wrong move, but because the turn is real. And once you stop running from something, you have to face it. That is why the Bible stories that connect more with me here are not really Joseph and Daniel and Job as direct mirrors. They show true things, but the closer pattern is people who had to turn back. The prodigal son came to himself in the middle of the mess. He recognized where he was. He recognized what he had become. And then he got up to return. That turn mattered. Israel wanted freedom, but when freedom got hard, they wanted to go back to Egypt. Not because Egypt was good, but because bondage had become familiar. Peter failed deeply, and when he realized it, he wept bitterly. Then Jesus restored him. Jonah ran the wrong way, and God redirected him. Those stories are different, but they carry something important. Turning back to God is real, and turning back does not always feel easy at first, because when you change direction, everything tied to the old direction starts resisting. Old habits react, old cravings react, old thought patterns react. Even people around you can react because something about you is changing. And when direction changes, friction follows. That does not mean the turn is wrong. It often means the turn is real. And that is the part many people misunderstand. When resistance increases, that does not automatically mean you made the wrong move. Very often, it means you finally stopped moving with what was destroying you. And now there is conflict, not because you failed, but because you are no longer cooperating with what kept you stuck. That is why turning back can feel hard before it feels peaceful. You are grieving what you leaned on. You are facing what you avoid. You are building different habits. You are learning how to sit with pain without numbing it. You are learning how to hear God again through the noise. You are learning how to be honest without collapsing. That is deep work. And deep work does not usually feel easy in the beginning, but it is holy work. It is honest work, and it is the kind of work that brings you back to yourself and back to God. So if you are in that place right now where you have started turning back and it feels harder than you thought it would. Do not let that convince you to go back again. Do not mistake it for the discomfort of healing for proof that healing is wrong. Do not mistake the resistance of change for proof that change is failing. The old direction may have felt easier for a while because it required nothing honest from you. But truth asks more, healing asks more, returning asks more, and that can feel heavy before it feels steady. So if this is where you are right now, stay with the turn, stay with the honesty, and stay with the conviction. Let the discomfort do its work without pulling you backward, and allow yourself to come home to what you already know is right.